All right, let's talk about self-portraits. A self-portrait is a picture that you make of yourself. So it can be a picture of your face, it can be a picture of your whole body, and it can be doing any action that you choose. For this self-portrait, we're going to be drawing it on the front cover of our sketchbook. You should have gotten this with your school supplies. If you didn't, no problem. Just go on Schoology and look at the digital art book tab. It has all of the templates of this online. So you can either print it out, or if you really want to, you can do it virtually. You can do it online and fill it in on that. But for this tutorial, we're going to draw it right onto here. So the way that I drew it when I created your books is I wanted this to look like an old-fashioned photograph. This is also called a Polaroid. So there's two pieces of tape in the corner. This is going to be our box where we put our self-portrait. And down here is where you can write a title or what's going on in it. So for this, your challenge is to choose whichever way you want to draw yourself. It can be a memory from summer. It can be you doing, your favorite activity. It can just be a picture of yourself. Maybe you want to make yourself into a superhero. Maybe you want to draw more than just yourself. You'd like to draw all your friends. That's totally up to you. I'm going to briefly talk about how we draw the face and how we draw an entire body. So when we turn this in, what I'm going to be looking for is that you have completely colored in everything in the box of your self-portrait, that you have a self-portrait, and that you've titled it. The rest is your decision. So whichever self-portrait you want to design for your front cover is up to you. So let's talk about the face. I'm going to move this over, right over here. And I am not going to draw with a pencil for this, because if I drew with a pencil for this video, it just isn't going to show up very well. So for the sake of you being able to see what I'm doing, I'm going to use a big Sharpie. I do not suggest you use a Sharpie when you draw, because we're going to make mistakes. That's what makes art so awesome, is because the more mistakes we make, the more we learn from it, and the better we get. And pencils are awesome because they have erasers. Let's start by drawing the shape of our head. So I'm going to go up here, and I like to draw an oval for my head. And that's just a long circle. I also like to begin with the ears. The ears are about the same level as your eyeballs. So they're going to go about halfway between your forehead and the rest of your features. So this is the top half of my head, almost the middle, a little bit higher than the middle. And I'm just using those half circles. That's going to help me know where I put my eyes. So I'm going to draw a almond shape with two half circle lines to make my eyes. You can make a bunch of different noses. You can do a spiky one. You can do a little rainbow line nose. You can even do that long one with kind of the bump. So you can do whichever nose that you like. I'm actually going to go and do this one. And then I am going to do a smile. So I like to do it where my mouth is opened, because I laugh out loud a lot. So I just do two of those crescent lines to make one big crescent shape. And you can add a tongue if you like. And that's just another little lump. I'm going to color in the inside of my mouth later. Oh my goodness, I forgot to do the pupils. So, well, let's go back. I like to make my eye nice and big. So it is a circle on the inside of your eye. See how it kind of takes up the entire circle? If I had a pencil, I would probably go back and make my circle a little bit smaller. Unfortunately, I'm using a marker, so I'm going to roll with this. I like to make another little dot in my self-portrait. and I make it really big so that I have the color portion of my eyeball, and then I have the black circle on the inside. So I have my pupil and my iris. This line I'm going to color brown because I have brown eyes. And this one I'm just going to fix up a little bit. And I have pretty big eyelashes, so I'm going to make sure that I add some big eyelashes. I also forgot two very important things, your eyebrows. So I'm going to draw two half circle lines. I'm going to make them kind of thick for my eyebrows. Now that I have my head done, I'm going to add two lines for my neck that's going to connect to the rest of my body. And then real quick, I'm actually going to put hair before I do the rest of my body, so you can see what that looks like. I have wavy long hair. So I'm going to draw these wavy lines all the way down. Depending on what kind of hair you have, if you are wearing a baseball hat, you can add that in. I just make a 3D looking shape, two lines, and then you can put whatever sports team or even like symbol that you would like on the inside of your hat. If you have really short hair, sometimes I like to do little lines on the top of my head for like a buzz cut. If you just have curly hair, you can use a twisty curly line like that. My hair is like halfway curly, halfway wavy, so I always go with wave. But when you are drawing the rest of your body, I'm going to tell you a trick. When I make a body, I like to first draw a stick figure because it can get very confusing when you have so much body to cover and you have the arms and where the arms bend and all of that. Now, if you can't see it, I do apologize because of the pencil. I'm going to think of an action that I want to put on my person. I think she's going to be running. So I am going to make a stick figure, and this is going to look really, really weird because this head is definitely not a stick figure, but it's the secret between making a body kind of easier than when you would normally just block it in. I'm going to first make a line. This will just be the center of my body. And then I'm going to make the stick figure where my arm is coming down. I make sure that I have an elbow, so I do another line coming out like that. Now, when I do a running person, they kind of look weird, but I do another arm like that, and since I'm running, I'm going to put it going down. My two legs, I do one half of my line going up. I remember that I have a knee, goes down. Same with my other leg. Legs going down, I make sure I have a knee, and like that. Now I know it's kind of hard to see, but if you look closely, it's a really weird looking person right now. But this is just our blueprint on how we make our body. Because now I go back in. For you, you'll go back in with your pencil, but because I really want you guys to see what I'm doing, I'm back to the Sharpie. I'm going to make sure that I now can visualize where my limbs or my arms and legs are going to go. So I'm going to draw a t-shirt around these lines, remembering my shoulder. So I'm kind of just dressing around these lines. And then I'm going to draw my arms. Here's my hand. And here's my other one. And I am just drawing that around my crazy lines. I drew my t-shirt a little too short, so I'm just going to make that a little bit longer. And here are my pants. I'm just drawing my pants around those lines. And then I'm making my feet a little bit bigger. And so there's the body. And of course, this is looking a little strange right here. I've got like kind of what looks like a crop top, but I'm just going to make those stripes because I'm drawing with a Sharpie and I'm not drawing with a pencil. There we go. So you can, of course, draw whatever action in whatever situation that you want. This just happens to be Miss Angie kind of running in a strange position. But again, all of these self-portraits are going to be different. So go ahead and brainstorm and reimagine what you want it to look like, and then put it in here. So when you're done drawing and you start to color in your self-portrait, you can use any supply you want. You can use markers, you can use colored pencils, you can use crayons. Sky's the limit. Whichever one that you feel most comfortable with, use it. The only requirement is you color as much as you can in this photo box. When you are done, what you're gonna do is hold up your sketchbook. Oh, and you're gonna wanna put your name and that title over here. You're gonna hold it up right in front of you, snap a picture of yourself holding it with your finished product, and upload it to Schoology. There is a folder that'll say Assignment 1, and this is where it goes. Thanks so much, guys. I cannot wait to see all of your self-portraits, and we'll talk about it in next Zoom class.